Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker. So very glad you are joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. One of the things that we always know that we want to bring to you is updates from one of the most dedicated and helpful organizations that we've seen in our community, and actually quite frankly across the country, is the United Way. And so we're very glad to have with us Executive Director, United Way for South Louisiana, Alina Morelos. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Keith, for having us.
Or I'll say Allie just because in honor of Mom and Dad, right?
Exactly.
It makes it a little bit easier. Sitting next to her, Lonnie Easley, who's the campaign manager for the United Way for South Louisiana as well. Appreciate it, Lonnie.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Lonnie and I go way back. We're big LSU fans together. We have a mutual friend who's a huge LSU fan, and they get to go to games where I don't get invited. And so we're trying to change that narrative this year as 2023. But Alina, let's talk a little bit about all of the value. I don't think people realize how wide the spread of United Way is and what they do and how they help.
Yeah, you know, before I had this job, I started in 1996, and before that, I actually worked for one of the agencies that got funding from United Way.
Right.
And I worked for the Cancer Association of South Louisiana.
Right.
And, you know, a lot of people, they give money to the research end, but when you're in the middle of cancer, and I can tell you because my mother actually passed away from cancer, you need the medication, the supplements, that just somebody to talk to if you can't afford those things. Because let me tell you, cancer
sometimes
is an expensive proposition.
It just
so
is.
That's just one of the agencies. But if you're an elderly person that doesn't have family and you need that, not just that meal every day, but that kind of socialization, somebody coming to your house. The St. Vincent de Paul Pharmacy is doing the same thing, blood pressure medicine, insulin. It's just crazy expensive these days. So United Way has been diligently working in this community for 79 years. I mean, since 1979 is that we started here. But
which feels like 79 years.
Yeah, it feels like it sometimes,
right.
especially in the last couple of years.
Right.
But when you look at it, the statistic is that 1 in every 3 people in every community across the nation has been touched by one of the United Way agencies.
1 in 3.
And it probably, during that storm, it was probably 1 in 2.
2. Yeah, I'm about to say it probably went up post-Ida. And so one of the ways, the only way to do this is to be able to get money out to help people is to raise money.
Exactly.
And so let's talk about this 8th annual Super Bowl Soup, Gumbo, and Chili Cook-Off. Jim, put that up if you don't mind. Just want to let you guys know the United Way for South Louisiana Super Bowl. Notice that it's spelled correctly, S-O-U-P, little r, Super Bowl. And it is going to be Saturday, February the 4th. And it's a little different this year with different locations. Is that right, Lonnie?
Yeah, we changed venues this year.
Right.
I say venues, parking lots. We
right.
were previously at the Marriott.
Right.
Now we're moving to Canada's on West Park.
Right.
Gives us a little bit more room. Vince Canada and Canada's was so gracious to welcome us. Excited about having the event there. And it's going to be set up the same way. We'll have tents and we'll have an enclosed area where people can come for $5 and eat as much soup, gumbo, chili as they want to till we run out.
Right.
We'll also be selling drinks and so forth.
Yeah, and so with those items, we're going to need some drinks. And so, interestingly enough, 8 years ago, what did it cost to get in?
$5.
And now here, 8 years later, it's still
$5. One of the biggest things we try to do is keep it affordable for families.
Right.
You know, if we had a price of $20 per person, if you got a 4-person family, it's kind of tough. We wanted to raise money, but also to be in the community, give back to the community, make a good time. We always like to have a good time in South Louisiana. A lot of times we've said, if I'm not having a good time doing it, it's not worth doing.
Right.
That's not always the case, but you know,
Sure.
for the most part. So it allows families to come, kids to come, and really be affordable way to spend an afternoon and get to vote on your favorite.
Right.
If you want to vote for your favorite, and then we'll have judges that awards first, second, and third place.
And again, that's 11 to 2. It's over at Canada's on Park. And $5, and we want to remind everybody to leave United. What about some teams that want to get involved?
We're still looking for teams.
Right.
Cooking teams. We'll take cooking teams up until the day before.
Okay.
Especially if they have their own tent and we have enough room.
Right.
We also, if you want to sponsor,
Right.
You can still sponsor.
Okay.
And if you're looking to get involved, sponsor, cook, you can find the information on our website at www.uwsla.com, or you can call our office at 879-2461, and we'll get you all the information you need.
Yeah, and again, I appreciate that very much. Jen, put the flyer back up one more time. I want people to know that how wonderful this is. For $5, you can help yourself and other people live united, which is one of the themes that they have for the United Way. And this is the United Way for South Louisiana Super Bowl soup, gumbo, and chili cook-off, Saturday, February the 4th, 2023. It's from 11 to 2. Plenty of time to still be a sponsor. Plenty of time to go and show off if you think you can do your soup, gumbo, or chili better than other people in your family. Come and prove it. And I'll be walking around tasting everything for my $5 to be able to do that and taste test that. And it's such a wonderful idea. I love that we're going to a bigger option here.
Yes.
And we get a lot more people coming in. And again, very cost efficient and a cost-efficient way to raise some money for the United Way to continue to help that 1 in 3 people that we know historically.
Definitely.
And after the storm, we know probably closer to 1 in 2. So, Lonnie, thank you for the hard work coordinating this and doing this as the chair and doing it. And Allie, thank you as well. It's kind of an endearing term, right, when Mom and Dad calls you that. Thank you for all the hard work for so many years with the United Way. And so I've been able to watch you do that through the hospital and all the organizations I've been with. And so I really, really appreciate it. So thank you both for what you do.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you
We
for
really
having us.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment and for this edition of Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming here on HTV.